Oh my God, this girl's really turning me on.
By delivering you, I allay his suspicions.
The 1980 movie Flash Gordon wasn't just wild, it was downright out of control. Think big hair, even bigger sounds, and behind the scenes it was even crazier.
No!
A future Jedi got rejected. The lead actor disappeared before the film was even finished, and somehow it became a cult classic that even the Queen of England can't stop quoting. Today, we're diving deep into 20 weird and wild facts about the movie that you won't believe are true. But stick around until the end, because for the bonus fact, buckle up, this rocket's about to blast off. Number 1. Right from the start, lead actor Sam J. Jones shocked everyone by suddenly disappearing from the Flash Gordon set. Tensions between him and producer Dino De Laurentiis quickly escalated, fueled by language barriers, creative clashes, and grueling long shooting days. After one physical altercation, Dino even went to the hospital to check if Jones had any significant scars, just to make sure he could still play Flash. But despite all that, Jones walked off, even skipping the press tour.
Forget it, Ming. Dale's with me.
What's even more shocking is that he was completely dubbed over without him even knowing. To this day, the identity of Flash Gordon's voice actor remains a mystery. Nobody knows who it was. Afterward, Jones sued Dino De Laurentiis for breach of contract, a sad end to his promising career. Number 2. Director Mike Hodges, who was at the helm of Flash Gordon, slowly found his creative vision getting pushed aside. Initially, he didn't have a particular passion for Flash Gordon, but he wanted to create a satirical version with dry humor and controlled absurdity. However, Dino De Laurentiis took increasingly tight control, constantly re-editing and restructuring scenes without consulting Hodges. The director was cut out of the post-production process, leaving him with no say in the final look of the film. Scenes were pieced together in a baffling way, altering his original intentions.
Flash, I love you! But we only have 14 hours to save the Earth!
As a result, the movie audiences eventually saw was still partly Mike Hodges's, but he didn't quite recognize it anymore. This is a clear example of how a producer can completely alter a director's vision. Number 3. You might be shocked to learn that Star Wars almost didn't exist as we know it. Before creating that galaxy far, far away, director George Lucas desperately wanted to make a film about Flash Gordon. He tried to buy the rights but failed, forced to abandon that dream. This is a fascinating what-if moment in cinematic history, where one closed door opened up an entire new universe. Since he couldn't get Flash Gordon, Lucas had to create his own unique sci-fi story. And that's how Star Wars was born, from an ironic rejection. It's incredible to think that a small setback led to one of history's greatest franchises. Number 4. Finding the hero Flash. Gordon turned out to be a tough gig. Hollywood heavyweights like Kurt Russell and Arnold Schwarzenegger were considered for the role. However, none of them quite fit the unique vision that producer Dino De Laurentiis wanted. The casting process seemed to hit a wall, full of challenges and frustration. Finally, in a truly unexpected move, Sam J. Jones was discovered.
Stop your attack on Earth and I'll spare your life. Your power's fading, Ming.
What's amazing is that he was found through a TV dating show. This really was a one-of-a-kind casting method that shaped the soul of the film. Number 5. The Flash Gordon set was always full of artistic chaos. Scripts were often handed to actors just minutes before shooting, leaving no time for rehearsal. This forced actors to constantly improvise and fake it through scenes. Sometimes they didn't even know what the movie was about.
Until such time as you grow weary of it.
I do.
I do not!
Furthermore, a split between the Italian and British-American crews created significant communication barriers. Differences in tone and working styles led to many misunderstandings on set. Interestingly, it was precisely from this chaos that some iconic scenes were born.
Flash, I loved you.
For example, the famous scene where Flash jumps down was completely improvised because they couldn't figure out how to end that scene. Number 6. Actor Brian Bless made Prince Voltan unforgettable with his extreme enthusiasm. During filming, he didn't just act, he created his own sound effects for his role. Laser blasts, punches, explosions, all made by Bless himself, right there on set with his mouth. This drove the crew nuts as they constantly had to reshoot scenes just to get rid of his impromptu noises. This dedication not only brought laughs but also showed his intense love for the role. Blessed lived every moment of Voltan, bringing an explosive energy to the character. His full commitment to the art truly elevated Prince Voltan into an icon. Number 7. It raised many eyebrows and concerns when a seasoned actor like Max von Sydow accepted the villain role of Ming. He reportedly worried that this camp performance could ruin his decades-long reputation.
Let's say they'll be satisfied with less.
Von Sydow apparently hated the elaborate costumes and found the film's tone very strange. Sometimes, he even questioned whether the entire production was veering into parody.
Are your men on the right pills? Maybe you should execute their trainer.
This kind of career risk for a serious actor was unheard of. Yet, it was precisely these initial doubts that only highlighted his professionalism and ability to transform. In the end, his portrayal of Ming became a classic villain, proving Max von Sydow's boundless talent. Number 8. Before Mike Hodges took on the directing role, Flash Gordon had been shopped around to some legendary names. Producer Dino De Laurentiis called two legendary directors, Federico Fellini and Sergio Leone. He wanted them to bring their unique vision to the Flash Gordon universe. However, both of these filmmaking masters turned down the project. Their rejection might have been due to the film's tone not fitting them or their reluctance to join such a seemingly crazy project. These big-name rejections opened the door for Mike Hodges, even though he didn't fully control everything. This just goes to show that even cult classics have a surprising casting history behind them. Number 9. Even though the costumes in Flash Gordon looked gorgeous and grand, in reality they were incredibly fragile. Throughout filming, armor constantly cracked, wings ripped, and belts popped off mid-scene. Both the crew and the actors had to constantly deal with these hilarious or frustrating situations right there on set. Maintaining the character's perfect look was a constant and costly challenge. Most of what audiences saw in the final film was a miracle of editing and duct tape. This demonstrates the crew's dedication and ingenuity to keep the magnificent illusion intact. Behind the dazzling beauty lay countless silent efforts and unexpected behind-the-scenes details. Number 10. Brian Blessed, with his absolute dedication to his role, faced deadly danger on set. In one flying scene, his harness unexpectedly malfunctioned. The actor plummeted straight down, and what was horrifying was that there was no safety net or crash pad below him. It was a terrifying moment that almost cost him his life. The entire crew witnessed this scene in utter panic. However, Blessed miraculously survived and never blamed anyone for the incident. This event once again reaffirmed his courage and unyielding spirit of dedication to Prince Voltan.
Who wants to live forever?
Do you agree that Flash Gordon is a bonkers but captivating movie? Comment yes or no below. Shocked yet? Don't go anywhere. The secrets ahead are even wilder. Number 11. Flash Gordon proves that even on-set accidents could be turned into art. A plumbing malfunction caused water to flood the studio, submerging everything. Props were drenched, costumes ruined, and equipment short-circuited by the water. Instead of shutting down production, the crew made a crazy decision. They kept filming. This intentional chaos turned a disaster into a creative opportunity. As a result, a complete scene with flooded floors and damaged backdrops made it into the final cut of the film. This is a living testament to the daredevil yet improvisational spirit of Flash Gordon's production. Number 12. The decision for Flash Gordon's soundtrack was also full of surprises and intuition. Initially, rumors circulated that Pink Floyd was considered, but Dino De Laurentiis chose Queen after only 10 seconds of hearing their music. This presented a huge challenge for Queen, as they only had a few weeks to compose the entire soundtrack. And what's even more astonishing is that they had to complete this while still touring the world. The band wrote music in hotel rooms and recorded between their hectic performances. The result was one of the most iconic film scores of all time, shaping the sound of Flash Gordon. Queen's music isn't just part of the film, it's an independent work of art, full of energy and innovation. Number 13. The wedding scene between Ming and Dale and Flash Gordon caused quite a stir with censor boards. The scene was deemed incredibly disturbing due to its suggestions of violence and coercion. It crossed boundaries most family films avoid, causing discomfort. This scene was specifically flagged in Ireland and Singapore due to its shocking nature. Censors were concerned about its implied messages and how it might affect audiences. This shows that Flash Gordon wasn't afraid to touch on sensitive topics, even as a fantasy film. And this very boldness contributed to making it a powerfully impactful film. Number 14. In a strange twist, Flash Gordon was banned or heavily censored in some countries. Specifically in Singapore and Malaysia, the film was seriously misunderstood. Its imagery and themes were perceived as resembling occultism and too close to black magic. Censor boards failed to recognize the film's satirical elements and implied humor. This led to Flash Gordon being completely banned in certain regions. This is a classic example of cultural differences in artistic reception. It's ironic that a fun sci-fi film was seen as having dangerous magical elements. Number 15. One of the saddest facts is that original comic book artist Al Williamson quietly walked away from the film. He had spent decades shaping the image of Flash Gordon in comics. However, after seeing the movie, Williamson felt it missed the heart of the original. The excessive ridiculousness, vibrant colors, and non-stop jokes disappointed him. To him, it wasn't the Flash Gordon he had drawn and loved all those years. Williamson's departure is proof that the film deviated from its origins in its own unique way. This is a sad tale about the difference between an original creator's vision and a film adaptation. Number 16. Producer Dino De Laurentiis was famous for his entirely intuitive working style. He made most major decisions without detailed scripts or interpreters. From casting actors and defining the film's tone to choosing music, everything was based on his own intuition. Sometimes he simply liked the image without needing to read the script or understand the film's tone. This was a risky filmmaking approach, breaking all industry rules. Yet this very risk-taking and instinct created Flash Gordon's unique, unmistakable style. Dino turned the production into an unexpected adventure, just like the movie itself. If you watched Flash Gordon as a kid, share your most memorable moment in the comments so we can reminisce. Number 17. Audience reactions to Flash Gordon showed a stark difference between the US and the UK. When it premiered in American theaters, the film was met with indifference, failing to make a big splash. Many Americans probably didn't get its exaggerated humor and camp style. However, in the UK, the movie had a second, completely different life. British fans enthusiastically embraced its absurdity, unique style, and amazing Queen soundtrack. What failed in one country became a cultural icon in another, an astonishing irony. The film was regularly aired on UK TV and warmly embraced by younger generations, becoming a beloved classic. Number 18. One of the most exclusive and surprising facts about Flash Gordon comes from Brian Blessed. He claims that Queen Elizabeth II was a huge fan of the film. In fact, the Queen reportedly told him directly that she didn't just watch it, but truly loved Flash Gordon. What's especially notable is that she absolutely loved Brian Blessed's famous line, "Gordon's alive."
Gordon's alive!
This is an unbelievable revelation, showing that the film's appeal transcends all boundaries. It further cemented Flash Gordon's status not just as an entertaining film, but also as a part of pop culture. Even the most powerful figures couldn't resist its charm. Number 19. Flash Gordon's legacy isn't just about being a cult classic. It has profoundly influenced a new generation of filmmakers, shaping their style. Famous contemporary directors like Edgar Wright, Taika Waititi, and James Gunn all consider this film a huge source of inspiration. They see Flash Gordon as a blueprint for bold, colorful, and unafraid to be weird filmmaking. This proves that the film, though initially underrated, has stood the test of time to become a valuable piece of art. It shows how a movie can find its place in the most unexpected ways. Flash Gordon has inspired the creation of unique and unrepeatable cinematic works. Bonus facts. And finally, a series of unique bonus facts that will surely surprise you about Flash Gordon. Did you know that in the original comics, Flash Gordon was initially a polo player, not a football player? The film's screenwriter, Lorenzo Semple Jr., also penned the script for the iconic 1960s Batman TV series. Not only that, but he also wrote for the unofficial James Bond film, Never Say Never Again, creating an interesting connection. In fact, several other actors in the film also had ties to Bond films, like Timothy Dalton and Max von Sydow. A deleted giant spider scene was almost shot, where Ming tricked Flash into seeing Dale as a spider, but luckily it was cut for being too nonsensical. All these details just further confirm that Flash Gordon is a treasure trove of strange secrets and anecdotes. Flash Gordon was a chaotic yet creative cinematic journey that didn't follow any rules, instead forging its own unique style and feel. Finally, our bonus secret. The craziest idea was a James Bond crossover, with Ming facing off against MI6 in a cosmic Cold War. And if you're the voice actor who dubbed Sam J. Jones, step forward and proudly declare, "I am the voice of Flash Gordon." If Flash Gordon means something to you, if even a single moment has stuck with you, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. What about this weird, unforgettable movie still lives in your memory? Thanks for watching, and remember, Gordon's not just alive, he never truly left.